Okay, good day, guys. My name is DJ Costa. I'm being joined here by my brother, Mr. Praise. They call him Mr. A Plus. So, my brother, can you tell me more about yourself? Why did they call you Mr. A Plus in the first place?
Thank you very much, DJ Costa, and it's an honor and pleasure to have me on this show, and I want to thank you. And I also like the way you asked me this question to say, why do they call you Mr. A Plus? Yeah, it's a brilliant question, but I would like us to take us a bit back, just introducing myself from a personality level, not from an achievement level, right? Okay. So basically, my name is Praise Makunura, and I'm a student at the University of Lusaka, doing my second year, first semester. I'm doing medicine. So basically, what happened with the A plus thing, it came like when I came as a pre-med 1-1 student, and you know, this thing is like you are too many and there's a bit of competition. Who is best? Who is going to win this? You know, like people put you in a competition environment, right? So we just gave into the competition and we started working hard. And people, first of all, they assumed that who's best? Up until it came one moment where I broke the record. Like, I had 100% in a paper, in an examination, and everyone was blasted like, wow, what happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? Yeah. So ever since from there, and also the fact that if you look back at my transcripts, I never had a B. I was just obtaining A's and A's and A's. To make matters worse, they were all A plus, right? And people were like, what kind of person is this? Is this a human? But here I am. I'm just a normal person, but yeah, we have a lot of things to talk. Yeah, basically, that's who Praise is.
Okay.
Thank you. And also, basically that's it.
I like that. So you're saying pre-med, you're getting A pluses. What level are you on right now?
Okay, right now I'm second year, first semester.
Second year, first semester.
Yeah, and
okay. So I heard that you're campaigning for the Minister of Academic Affairs. So if I can ask in the first place, why you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're asking brilliant questions. That's a nice question. I like it. So the thing is, I got to understood how unsafe it is or how overwhelming it is to have a voice that is unheard, to have a voice that no one attends to have a voice that is not relevant. And I just don't want like everyone to walk that road. It's a very hectic road and you wouldn't want to have that experience. So I just decided that I need to step up. I think I need to take this position, and I'm not taking it for the sake of a title, but actually I believe it's a purpose.
Okay,
yes.
I get that, but you need to step up, right? Yes. But the main question is, why should people trust you in the office?
Whenever you see and hear the aspect of trust, it is always accompanied by an aspect of commitment. And whenever you see yourself pushing in for that position, you should be highly convinced that I'm a trustworthy person, right? And you realize that me, personally, I'm self-convicted that I'm a committed person, a highly committed person and dedicated person who has got highly integral principle. In other words, let's just say I've got an exceptional level of integrity in such a sense. And I believe that every role that I'm supposed to play, I'll dedicate and I'll push in and execute any changes that are actually defined by my manifesto.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Mr. Praise, what have you done in the past that can prove that you can lead?
Oh, even if we were to start speaking about what I've done, it can be on a small scale, but it was enough to prove my worth, right? But I will just give a brief points that maybe some people out there will know, will actually testify for me. But to start with a simple thing, back then when I was in high school, I used to be the captain of the football team, and I actually led the team to the national levels where we got bronze medals, and I was captaining that team. And they actually talked of how remarkable it was to ever have such an exceptional captain. But of course you can say, no, this was a field of football, now it's a different field. Yeah. But if you check the records themselves, sometimes people can lie, women can lie, men can lie, but you realize that numbers will never lie. Like I said at the beginning, I told you that I had been having A pluses throughout. Imagine, like, even me, I was surprised that is this really me? but now I actually got to believe it. And because of that, I launched an academy. Now I'm the CEO of SciTech Academy, and it's growing. Numbers are coming in, and people actually feeding and surviving through my tutorials. So SciTech Academy is just basically an academy that helps students.
So, my brother, are you sure you're the right fit candidate for this position? Like, why should anyone trust you in office?
Oh, okay. So that's a good question, Mr. Costa. By the way, I would say I'll start from a point to say whenever we put the word trust, it's accompanied or it's grooved in the aspect of commitment, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I would say for myself, I carry with me the commitment that is enough to be dedicated enough to lead the students and carry out all my duties without any distrust. That means I am a trustworthy person in a sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, speaking about that, I think you haven't like fully answered my question. Like, I understand about trust, but we are talking about academics here.
Yes, we're talking about academics. Yes.
Academics.
Yes.
What makes you think you are suitable for that position in office?
Okay, generally, people who should suit for that position should actually be matching the criteria, right? You can't put a footballer as a president because he knows how to play football. Or you can't make a good speaker be a singer because he's speaking very well. That means he can sing. Yeah. So basically, I should match. As I said earlier before, you can see I say that I have been obtaining A pluses ever since, not only in this university level, even back from my A level and O levels, even back from my primary, I was just attaining the high score at that level. And it was very brilliant. And those achievements are enough to give me motivation to say, I'm the rightful candidate for this position. But even not, so to speak, we have other fields like football. I've been there. I've been in bodybuilding. I've been all in those fields, and I could lead I could lead big groups and be successful in a way. So basically, academically, I'm the rightful and perfect candidate to run for this position.
So what do you think other leaders from the past have done that you can do better?
Okay, so I really haven't seen anything much that they have done, so to speak, because the way when I came at the University of Lusaka, I didn't see any changes pertaining to the role that I'm playing for. Maybe other fields, we can say, like, I don't know, like they put a zebra cross there. Those are some of the achievements that I've seen for other positions. But pertaining to the actual roles as a Minister of Academics, I haven't seen any changes. There are roles that they are supposed to play. So I'm getting confused to say, maybe these people, they don't really know what the position of an academics minister is supposed to do. Even if you hear from their promises, they can be even promising to say, we are going to extend the library hours. Imagine, then they say, right now, the library hours are at 10. The maximum time is 10. Then you see someone promising up to 12. That's not diplomatic. You are giving people empty promises because it's impossible. You can't add hours you can't add time, studying hours because you want people to study more. They actually don't understand, from my experience as a A+ student, that it's not about prolonging the hours, but it's about creating a learning environment that is more conducive. So you can't promise people empty promises and you expect them to put such a position, to put such a person in such a position. Even from previous positions, you see that there were a lot of things that were promised, but they were not actually fulfilling them. We're told that you're going to have seminars, we're told that you're going to have quiz competitions, you're going to have more researches, but in my lifetime at the university, I've never seen. The only thing I saw was one medical quiz.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that, right?
Yeah.
So what is your vision going forward?
Okay, my vision is simple, and to make it straightforward, we are introducing a conducive learning environment such that every student, they feel valued and they do not feel disadvantaged in a way. Because remember, we have other students who are financially disadvantaged in that they cannot fund for themselves for other things. Then you realize the school is providing a poor Wi-Fi. Now, when they provide a poor Wi-Fi, which is one of the fastest ways of improving learning, that means students that are financially disadvantaged, they cannot access the Wi-Fi and they have to buy from a SIM card network, which is not conducive. So basically, from a basic point, yes.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. But okay, what is your plan? Like, right, I understand you're talking about Wi-Fi, what poor Wi-Fi, what, but what are you planning to input as a Minister of Academic Affairs?
Okay, so what I'm planning to input, physically, what I will put is, let's start from technical point. Okay, so what I will put technically is we are going to introduce what we call a pilot peer team, right? A pilot peer team is simply a team that is, in layman's terms, we call them the advisory team. The advisory team is those that constantly keep checking the learners concerning how their environment is. And basically are those people who are in their final years, like the aspiring doctors, maybe they are left with 1 year. So those people, they need constant interaction with the freshers. So our goal is to maintain the motivation. So we are going to create that team also. And then we are also going to, like I said, the Wi-Fi will make sure that the speed of the Wi-Fi is improved so that the learning environment and we promote faster learning in a sense.
So by speed of Wi-Fi, you're meaning you're changing the Wi-Fi that is already there, or what?
Okay, that one is not part of our role, but our role is to make sure that the internet service that they are providing, we have to push for them to either if it is to change or to improve whatever services they need to improve. Just like recently, they introduced a Starlink, but realized that students are actually supposed to pay to access that. But you know how Starlink, how fast it is, and only those who can pay are supposed to are exposed to that Wi-Fi. That means those who are not financially stable cannot access that same thing. Okay. That means the environment is favoring a certain caliber of students, leaving others. So basically we have to make sure that if it is to say the Starlink is free for everyone, then let it be. If it is to say the Starlink, the cost for the Starlink is has to be included as part of the fees, then let it be. What you want is free access of any service at the school without disadvantaging the less financially stable students. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So given that you are in office,
yes,
3 months down the line, and your plan is not working, what you're promising right now is not working, what's the way forward? What's your plan B?
Okay, so literally I wouldn't say a plan B, because what I'm saying, I already know the loopholes and what needs to be adjusted. So we can't say the plan won't work. By 3 months down the line, you can't put a leader and they spend a whole term without even any change. We have to see the changes early. If you get to 3 months, I haven't changed anything, that means as a leader, I have failed the team, because the effects are supposed to be in place immediately as I'm put. So immediately as I start running, we should see action. Not to say if plan B fails, then yeah. Basically, you know what? I wouldn't have even thought of a plan B, because I believe that immediately within the first 3 months, I would have made an effect. And I don't even believe in plan B.
I get that. I get you, right?
Yeah.
But my question is,
yes,
what if you fail to make those changes in 3 months? What's your plan B? That's my question.
So you're now preventing me from inducing my idea.
I'm trying to put you into reality.
Okay, reality. Okay, yeah. If there's ever to be a moment where we are supposed to face reality, I would just say, as a Minister of Academic Affairs, I have failed and I have to step down after 3 months. That's what I would say. Yes.
So in other words, you've already accepted defeat.
So in other words, I'm not accepting defeat because I know I'll never step down. But I'm saying, since you are forcing me to face reality, I'll step down as an academic minister. Yes.
Because the thing is, you are not the only one who's been working under this thing.
Yes, I'm not the only one. Yeah. Remember, records can be broken any.
But what makes you think you achieve those things in 3 months?
Okay,
what if they fail?
Since other leaders, they were there when I was not there, and I can't judge or I can't say or give you a reason why they didn't so. But what I can justify is that I believe I can be a record breaker at any time. Just put me, even if you put me in the desert, trust me, there will be water in there. It will be a wetland. Just that's my own self-motivation. So I don't care who has been in the past and they were failing and they were doing this. No. What I just want is, as long as I'm in there, the aura changes, everything changes, and we hit for it. And trust me, everything is changing. I don't even care. It's been a lifetime. Universe have never ever changed, and blah blah blah, whatever they say. But now it's my time. So let the thing go. Yes.
Let's say, for example, right?
Yeah.
You haven't delivered what you're saying right now,
yes,
and the students they come to you, they are frustrated. How do you handle those kinds of situations.
Oh, okay, so when it comes to handling stress and issues, students should understand that, in fact, you should understand that you can't be in a position to offer what everyone else can see. In as much as I'm telling you, I am the CEO of SciTech Academy, it's growing, it doesn't mean that every student is liking the idea. I also even have some other students that think it's not a good idea, right? So at every situation, at every condition, you should understand that there's always that percentage that is always against.
Yeah.
So
how do you handle that?
Okay, the best way to handle that is not to be reactive, but to be proactive. Right? What do you mean when you say to be proactive? You don't have to address to their complaints, to their suggestions that aim at like criticizing you. You just have to be proactive. Sometimes you see that the criticism is actually constructive. Maybe they're actually seeing a loophole. So you also need to give it a time to say, why are these people criticizing this area? And the best thing I can offer there is to react in a positive way, to try and see why they are complaining that way. Yes.
Okay. So, like, if we can look back in the past.
Yeah, back in the past.
As a leader, is there somewhere you've failed maybe? Like, as a leader, you said you're football, what, captain?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there somewhere you've, like,
failed? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me catch you there. The first thing is the operational definition of failure is different, right? So according to my operational definition, I've never failed. Once you go for something, it's a sign that you're a successful person. So I've never failed as a leader. It might be different from other people who say maybe failure is when things don't go the way you want them to go. But that's not failure, it's success.
So how do you define failure in your own words?
Okay, in my dialogue or in my dictionary, failure doesn't exist. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I only know of the word success in my dialogue, not failure. You get the sense? So I don't even have a definition of failure. But I can give you what other people I have heard them say, but I've never defined failure in my life.
But let's get into reality.
Okay, reality. Right? Yeah, of course. Reality is always there.
Something that happens.
Oh, okay.
Even if you say it doesn't exist in your vocabulary, you flop.
Okay. Now, okay, let's take this situation. Assume that I'm an ignorant person when it comes to failure. I want you to give me your definition of failure, then I'll answer you based on your criteria.
Okay. Yes. My definition, for example, in my line of work.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Me, I'm a DJ. I'm an events
coordinator.
I do my events, my own events. I can say, like when I organize an event.
Yes.
Like masses, they pull up.
Yes.
But there are those things like loopholes in an event, like security-wise, the monies don't balance up. The people are many, but there's no income. You understand?
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm. So, exactly. To you, that you call it failure.
I can't say it's
because
failure.
You were not able to provide security men, but the event was a success because
the security is there.
Yes.
Exactly. The security is there, but the income is not matching the number of people. You understand?
Okay. Yes.
That's I can say that's a flop on my end.
No, it's a flop.
But it's a flop which is constructive in a way that next time I know
why would you mix the word constructive and failure in the same line? It doesn't make sense.
You have, for you to know that this is constructive, right?
Yes.
You have to admit that, I flopped.
As long as you are constructive, that means you are making progress.
Yeah.
Yes. But
you have to admit that, I flopped. Let me fix this. You understand?
Let me take you back to, I like square root. Sorry if I interrogate you. So, let's say in chemistry, we have what we call entropy, right? Entropy is simply the measure of the disorder of a system. So we know that we have what we call the second law of thermodynamics, which says that the entropy of a system always increases. That means the disorder of a system is always increasing, especially when it is at rest. That means the moment you put in energy, it's success because you're opposing it, you're removing some disorder. So naturally, disorder is always moving towards its side. So as long as you put energy, let me give a practical example. Let's say you come in this room, it's dirty, right? And then I just pick up papers and I don't sweep. I have cleaned the room, so I have cleaned. You can't say I did not, and yet I removed some order. I remove some disorder. Do you get the sense? Yeah. So we actually, I sometimes.
Disorder.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I wonder why actually that word failure is. I don't think it is supposed to be existing in a way, because as long as you put in energy, that's success. So my definition for success is giving in some degree or the least degree of energy towards a project, towards anything. You are successful. The outcome, because there are certain times where we can't control the outcome. So that means literally we are saying a person should never fail. Yes, because they put in with intention to succeed. You should only fail when you put in energy with intention to what? To fail. So I cannot fail. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you. So that's all for today, guys. You heard it from himself, Mr. Praise, Mr. A plus.
Yes, Mr. A plus. Yes, okay, thank you. It was nice having a good show with you, and yeah, I like the way you answer questions. Keep them firing, but you should know that the CEO always has something back to answer, and we're always prepared. Okay, thank you, Mr. DJ Costa. Okay, good day.